Hey, welcome tonight on Nightwave Radio. We got a special guest, Cole Parker. Uh, he is an amazing artist, and he decided to join me tonight. So, what's going on, Cole?
How's everybody doing? I'm doing
Doing
well.
pretty good. Doing pretty
Doing well.
good.
I'm so glad to be here, and thank you for having me on. I can't wait to share some of the stories and family history and what I've got going on and what's going on tomorrow and what everybody can look for. So,
Well, let's start off with your songwriting. I know with the virus going around, and you've maybe had some time to write some new songs.
yeah, we have been busy in the studio. Uh, I just got out of the studio uh, on Wednesday. And so I had a day off on Thursday to kind of recoup from that. You know, those studio sessions are very intense, and
Yep.
everybody's all hands on deck and very professional. I couldn't be more proud than the with the team that I've got. Everybody, all the moving parts. I just couldn't be more happy with how everything's going, and I'm looking forward to what we're going to put out. And we've got different EPs that are going to be put out. One at a time, and we're doing everything methodically, and we've got it all figured out, and can't wait for everybody to hear what we got going. So,
Okay. When you get ready to put them out, give me send them to me, and I'll get them on the radio for you.
I sure will. I sure will.
So we can get almost 3 million listeners and followers. I have of the radio station, 18 different countries. You can be listened, heard from.
Well, I will. I'll say that the stuff that we're putting out is, it's a little bit different than what you hear on the radio, and I kind of pride myself on that. I'm trying to, country music is going in a certain direction now, and in some parts, and other parts it's going in another direction, and I want to keep it traditional and reach the hearts of the listener, and not just what sounds good to the ear and what's catchy, and I mean, all of that is great, but I want to stay traditional, and I pride myself on being raised on old country music, and I just want to keep it that way. So I'm really excited about what we're putting out.
I was going to say, you bring like the old saying back in my day, the beer drinking music, the country music that you sit around and drink beer with. It's the kind which is like Johnny Cash and Roy Acuff and all them guys. That's the kind of music you produce.
So I get my, let me say, I get my influences from guys like, of course, George Strait and Alan Jackson, but it goes as far back as Bob Wills and Asleep at the Wheel, and I love Texas swing, and I'm a really big fan of Texas country. Anybody that's listening to this and loves Texas country, I want you to know that's really where my heart is, and I love the fact that no matter where you go in Texas, even if you're listening to a house band, you're going to hear a steel guitar, and it's going to be crying just like it did back in the old days. And I just love that so much, and I think it's important to keep that old sound in country music. And as I evolve and adapt to the I guess the music that is being put out now, I will, if I just keep staying true to me and doing what I love, that I'm going to stand out, and it's just I'm gonna be a force to be reckoned with, my man.
Well, in the past, I've heard here in the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years that traditional country music from Texas or Tennessee or where it's coming from is coming back. That's why I said Johnny Cash, Roy Acuff, uh, all these guys, uh, uh, back on Hee Haw, some of the guys there too. But Porter Wagon, yeah, I know, I'm telling my age. But
no, that's part of my one of my songs. I got Hee Haw in there. You'll see.
Yeah. So,
I used to sit in bed. Well, I remember laying in bed with mom and dad when I was about 8, 9 years old, and we would watch Hee Haw and laugh. And I got to see a lot of the greats come on, I remember Roy Clark and
Yeah.
Glenn Campbell and all those guys coming on and picking on the guitar. And yeah, those are what, that's country music to me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the same way with me. Today's country music is not like it was when I was growing up. Like you just said, that was country music. Today it's got so much pop in it, it don't sound right.
Well, and for anybody listening that does play pop country or even listens to it and loves it, I will say from an artist standpoint that it is smart to write and create a song that can be played on many outlets where you're not limited to a
Right.
certain a certain radio station or a certain channel. You're kind of broadening your horizons, and in a way I respect that. I respect all musicians no matter what they're doing. They wouldn't be doing it if they didn't love it, and it's what the people wanted to listen to. But I'm cut from a different cloth, and I'm gonna stay true to myself, and I know I'm gonna gain the respect and the followers I'd like to have on my side. So,
Well, I ain't saying nothing bad about pop country. I'm just saying, uh, it's a different style of music than like you're used to and I'm used to. I mean, try to listen to the country, older country, where you got Vince Gill and them, uh, some of the other ones that you named, George Strait. Uh, that's the more country I'm used to, Alabama stuff, and the Texas country, the older style Texas music, as you was
oh, that
calling it earlier. It's a different. They call it what now?
dirt road or red dirt road country,
Yeah,
and
red dirt road
that's
country.
more like Josh Abbott and Cody Jinks and Cody Johnson and Randall King. Randall King is, I got to give him a shout out while I got him on. I got you on live air. I want
There
to
you
give
go.
Randall King a shout out. He's somebody that I look up to, and he's a little bit younger than me, but he's got a great career ahead of him, and he works really hard, and he tells everybody he knows that nobody's going to outwork him, and that kind of mentality is going to take you very far, Randall.
It
He's a
will.
great artist, and he sounds a lot like George Strait, and
Okay.
so he's like a mix between George Strait and Keith Whitley and me. And I like to say that I kind of take after Alan Jackson and George Strait, where when I sing a song, I want to tell a story. I don't want to just have a hook and a chorus and something that sticks. I mean, something that sticks in your head and sounds good. All of that is great. It's because it's marketable. But I would like to tell a story and stick to my roots and touch people in the heart and leave a listener with something long lasting. Not something that just lasts 3 minutes.
Well, if you keep it doing like you're saying, uh, your mentors like Alan Jackson, George Strait, if you keep on saying that kind of music and stuff, I know you'll come on top somewhere along the line one of these days.
Well, like I say, I'm going to stand out to the people that's the kind of stuff they want to hear. I want my loyal fans to know that I'm never going to change. I'm going to stay true to who I am, and I think that's important in country music because it's so easy to follow it's so easy to follow what's trending. That's the term now.
Right.
And it is. You can easily get lost in that, but I believe staying true to myself and sticking to what I love and what my listeners want to hear, and as long as I'm pleasing them, then I know that I'm doing the right thing.
So when you got into music, uh, how long you been playing now?
So let me tell you, I got into music. I started taking it seriously when I was about 12. Now I started playing when I was 8. I was given a plastic guitar when I was about 8 years old. You know, I'm a 4th generation musician,
Okay.
Buster. You know, my granddaddy, Elvis Presley, was opening up for him, and they did Texas swing and all of that, all of the bob wheels, you know, all of that chomp chomp chomp, you know,
Right.
stuff. It was you had to know what you were doing to keep up with it, you know, and that's the kind of music I grew up on. And guitar, I grew up with every instrument in the house. Um, my dad is a world-renowned steel guitar player. He learned steel guitar from John Huey. John Huey, Buster, was Vince Gill's steel guitar player for many, many years. So anytime you put on a Vince Gill album and you hear that steel guitar crying, that's John Huey.
I
So
probably
John
seen
was
him.
one that taught. What's that?
I probably seen him then
What
when I went to see Vince Gill in Fayetteville, North Carolina,
in
several years
Fayetteville?
ago. Yep, Fayetteville, North Carolina, several years ago. Well, probably about 30 years ago. I went over there and Vince was there, and I went to see Vince Gill. So if that gentleman was playing the steel
That
guitar,
steel player that was playing with him was John Huey.
okay,
So, and he was the one that taught my father, and so I grew up listening to a steel guitar cry in the living room. And I mean, there's just no way around it that I was going to go another direction. Uh, and I picked up that guitar and started to learn it. And my dad taught me my A B C D E F G and kind of kicked me in the butt and sent me on my way, you know. And he
right,
taught me all the basics. And I would come home from grade school and turn on the country radio, and you had guys like back in, you know, in the early 90s, you had guys like George Strait, Keith Whitley, Alan Jackson,
yep,
Travis Tritt, Randy Travis, Brooks and Dunn. All of those
mhm,
guys were on the radio, and I just turn on that radio and try to play with them. And after doing that enough, I kind of got the hang of it. And so by the time I was, let's see, by the time I was 17, I started to, you know, go out to little shindigs that we had growing up, and I'd bring my guitar and sit out on the tailgate and play, you know, a couple of songs, and people started to realize that I was good, and you know, and I was singing and playing at the same time. Everything came natural. My mother was a singer. She, you know, she used to sing to me growing up as a baby and could sing like a songbird. And my dad could play anything, any instrument under the sun. And so I got it from both sides. Everything came natural. And I finally realized that I could take this guitar and start making some money with it and really honing in on my, you know, the passion of music that I was raised around. And so
right,
that's what I did. By the time I was 19, I was playing professional. And um, I used to, of course, when I was growing up, I'd go to all of my dad's shows, especially when they were local. You know, I mean, of course, we didn't go out on the road with him, but
right.
anytime he had something local, we would go and watch him play. And I'd get up on stage between their sets, and Dad made a comment one time in good humor. I was probably about maybe 19, or in between 17 and 19. And Dad told me that I was going to have to start getting my own gigs, you know. And I was taken away from the show, and that let me know that the crowd took me serious, and it was time to take it and do something with it. And so um, I took it and ran with it, and I've been so blessed to have what, you know. I've had no formal lessons as far as any kind of teachers in voice or guitar or music theory. I went to, you know, I went to college for a little while in music. It was a bad time for me to be there. I had a tragedy in the family, and
Right.
that hit me really hard. And I won't go into that, but
I lost
like
your
that.
voice. I can't. Okay. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So, I've had opportunities to learn music theory and take lessons, and I want to do that in my future. I would like to take what I know and move it to the next level. If you stay in the same spot or think you know everything, then you're already sinking.
Yeah.
So I want to learn and push my all of my limits to the best of its ability, and I'm just so thankful to have the opportunities and talent that I have now. I wouldn't be here talking to you if it wasn't for Jill and TJ. I want to give them a shout out and
Yeah,
tell
they
them
are
thank you for
wonderful.
having me on, and it's been nice meeting you and talking
Nice.
to you, and all of this is really new to me, and I'm just a simple Delta boy that likes to play music, and I just so happen to sound good doing it. So I
Well,
couldn't be, I'm just very lucky.
with what you were saying earlier about outside taking the guitar with you and say sitting on the tailgate or on a stump or something and playing to the people. Yeah, that's the kind of music I like doing, hearing, because back several years ago, uh, used to crank up the charcoal grill, put some chicken and stuff on it. Uh, my ex-wife's uh, brother-in-law, he played the banjo. His dad also played the banjo.
Oh wow!
Uh, one of them played the fiddle, and then another guy come over and he played the guitar. So on the front porch, we just all get together and they go to playing and stuff while the food was cooking, and back then a few beers, and that's what I'm saying. That's the music I grew up on, and talking to you and hearing you earlier, uh, I mean, that was amazing. Don't get me wrong, your music is amazing. I mean, I don't know, you like you said, you want to take some lessons, that's fine, but you're great as you are. I mean, you tell them
I am gifted, but I'm never going to say that I know enough.
no.
I love to learn
If I
and push
sit
my
here,
limits.
if I sit here and told you I know everything about what I'm doing, I'd be lying to you.
Yeah,
I told you about the website. The I work on computers stuff. If I sit here and told you that I know everything, I'd lie to you, and I'm not going to do that. Special,
I respect that.
but I will tell somebody honestly, if they sound great, and you do, you sound amazing. I
Thank you.
mean, and everybody else out there will get to hear you shortly, but you know that's true country artist when they can sing their songs like you did earlier. Uh, I I just don't know what to say. I mean, I enjoyed that song. That
There's
we was
lots more where it came from, and
yeah.
it all comes from the heart, Buster. I don't have a big writing team. I'm not. And I know that there's a lot of great writers out there, and when they all get together, some great things can come out of the mix. And I haven't been fortunate enough to surround myself. Everybody says Nashville's where you need to be. Nashville's where you need to be, but here I am in Helena, Arkansas, and I'm trying to do a lot of things on my own. And I've got a great support system with my future wife, and we co-write a lot of songs together. I kind of
Cool.
um, after 2 years together, she kind of sees how my writing style is and how I put compose a song together, and she's kind of complimented me in that way, and been able to write songs to where I can take it and run with it, and we have done really great together as a pair, and I think that speaks volumes that a couple can put their minds together and put their hearts together on a piece of paper, and not have a boardroom full of people that all got their input and the way they think a song should go. And we've been just very fortunate to have what blessed resources that we have, and have the great songs that are coming out of this this spot right where I'm sitting.
Right.
And there's so much more to come, and you know, I'm trying to, you know, I'm very methodical. I want to create everything that I do. I create a theme around it, so it's kind of like you know, when it's like writing a book. You know, you've got many chapters to it, and so I've, you know, I've got everything planned out as how I want all the stepping stones to go, and and Stacy, she's just been 110% behind me, and she's a great songwriter herself. One of the songs that I wrote called "Bow Fishing Queen" is actually about her. I don't know if you
Okay.
know anything about bow fishing.
Well,
Uh,
I've seen it. I've seen it, but I had never done it. I love fishing. I just never went bow fishing.
so bow fishing, in short, is going out to the river and shooting with a crossbow or a compound bow all of the trash fish.
Right.
Okay, and so the trash fish are what is tearing up the uh, you know, all of the good ones, you know.
Right.
And so you're doing the water a favor, and we just have fun doing it. And she introduced me to it, and she's one of the best at it, and she needs to be sponsored, and she's really good at what she does, and does it for a hobby, and after taking me, I knew that was something that meant a lot to her. I could tell, you know when
Right.
uh, you know when something means a lot to someone and they enjoy it and it's a passion. So I wanted to take her passion and turn it into a song. And so we sat down together and wrote that song, Bow Fishing Queen.
Okay. So, so what you're telling me, you have to behave yourself now because she's good at what she does. So you had to say yes, ma'am.
Hey, look, uh, you know as well as I do, uh, no matter who wears the pants, you know, as long as she's happy, I'm happy.
There you go. Hey, tell you
And,
a little
and
secret. My wife
I,
was a police officer. So you know where I'm getting with that being
yeah,
happy
yeah, yeah.
or behaving or behaving. So
Well, she might as well wear a badge. Might as well. I love her to
mine,
death, and she's been
yeah.
Buster. She's been my number one fan, and has pushed me. I would not. I don't know that I'd be talking to you right now if it wasn't for her.
Well,
Um,
it's the same way after I started the radio station. Uh, my wife has been supported behind me. Uh, you see up there on the screen the CTF. That's her web.
yeah, I see that.
She sells that. I support her of that and what she's done in her life. So she supported me.
Now,
Uh,
what is CTF? Let's give her a shout out.
it is the CBD oil and stuff for pain and stuff. It that
Oh,
you
nice,
I've
nice.
used the pain because I got a bad back, and I tell you what, it works.
I've got a bad back myself, so I may have to talk to you about that after the
Okay.
interview.
Well, give me a shout out, and we'll talk about it. But she does that, and she used to help me in heating and air and stuff like that, like your wife's doing for you. Uh, when I taught her how to do duct work and put in duct work, and outside of her being a police officer, we've been together for
Woo! I know that's
almost
a strong
20.
woman. I mean, I am full supporter of the Back in Blue. I am a
Yep.
full supporter. I've always been. Every person I see in uniform, man or woman, I always thank them for their service, and I thank you. If you're listening right now, I want to tell you I thank you for your service, and you put it all on the line. Whether it's you're a first responder or you're a fireman, anybody that wears a badge in any form, you put your life on the line for us every single day, and I can't thank you enough. I really appreciate that.
Since you brought that up, I used to be a firefighter and a EMT on ambulance service back in my 20s.
I
Uh,
know you've seen a lot.
Yeah, it does. Also, I work with the sheriff department and small town police officers. I've rode with them and almost been deputized a couple of times. Uh, but also the veterans out there, they put their life on the line to serve that flag behind you. That's why I'm proud of it. Uh,
See, I can show it.
yeah, sure, brother. Sorry about that. I didn't mean it that way, but
No, that's
that flag means a lot to me because of my older brother, 21 years in service. My father-in-law across the street, 21 years in the service. 20 something years civil servant working out here at Fort Sill. So that's one of the things that I'm proud of is
thank you, brother.
what you doing with the flag and being in America. Uh,
I am proud to fly, and it's in my front yard, and it's right here. And nothing's ever going to change that. I'm proud of where I come from,
mhm.
and I'm proud of who represents that and
And
actually represents it. You know,
the
you and I
song,
both know who does.
yep, the songwriters. Um, as I've told the artist the other day, I says, you know, I could sit here and talk and think of things, but I couldn't put two words together to get a song out. And so I'm proud of you and all the songwriters and artists out there, the job y'all do behind the flag or in front of the flag, either way you want to say it. But y'all work hard. Well, you can see I got a flag on my chest. I wear it strongly. I'm proud of it. And,
It
but
means a lot nowadays.
yeah, it does. But we need more artists like you and the rest of you out there to do the same thing and talk about America, like you do with by putting the flag behind you.
I've been told multiple times, and it doesn't matter the demographic. The demographic doesn't matter, but I've been told multiple times by rap artists, country artists, rock artists that if you have a platform, that you need to use it.
Yep.
Not and not and I'm very respectful. I keep a lot of things to myself, but I think it's important to use your voice and your platform for what matters and stand up for those that can't stand up for themselves, or those that can't reach as many people, and
No, these you see them on the walls, the flag made out of wood and stuff. Uh,
yes, yeah.
I'm wanting to get a CNC so I can start once I get my shop built. That's something else I dabble in is woodworking. I want to start making some of them, and
Put me
you
on the
know,
list.
I'll put you on the list. And I mean it from the heart. All the artists that I'm going to start that I do shows with and stuff. When I get the shop built, hopefully this year, and I can get everything set up, I want to start doing flags and stuff like that. And in the middle somewhere, put the artist's name, and down at the lower hand, put Nightwave Radio, and donate it to the artist. But anybody else out there, when I get this started and get it going, I would like to sell some. I won't try to make $1,000,000 off of them.
I've got a great friend of mine here in Helena, Arkansas, that has started a metal sign business with plasma cutters and everything else.
Right.
I can already see Nightwave Radio cut out in metal, uh, uh, um, stamped to the. So I don't know if you see it behind this or not, but that's
Yeah,
actually
I
that's
see
exactly
it.
what you're talking about.
Right. Uh, but it's something that I want to get out there. Donate to the artist when I get all this set up. Something I've been working on, uh, this wood shop since I've moved where I'm at now. I would have more room to work. Plus, I can do more for the radio station, and I want to go forward with everything like you do with your music. I want to go forward for y'all. I've told every artist, and I tell them to the day that time comes, for me to stop doing this. But I want to get everyone that I can. And if I'm 90 years old, I want to still be doing this and getting every independent artist out there to give them a chance to be heard. Uh, it's
Well,
my dream also is to get a stage and find a field and put a big old silent generator up back out there and run a show out in the field somewhere. That's one of my dreams.
I'd like to be a part of that. I really would.
I mean, I seen something that Johnny Cash did.
That's awesome.
And he built out in the field a stage and surrounded tin roof and looked like an old log building. And then in front were the people with the soundboards and stuff controlled, and then pews in the middle of it between them and there, so artists could get up there and sing, but everybody could sit in front and watch them. I'd like to try that somewhere.
I love that idea. Y'all, I hope everybody's listening. That anybody that can contribute or add any ideas or input or get some gears turning, let's get on it.
Let's bring it on, because see, I'm all about the artists. I'm not about nightwave radio. I'm about getting artists out here, get them heard. I've said that ever since I've started this. I've been trying to get it for the artist. I know you see ISSA back behind me. It's songwriters that a young lady started down in Georgia. I become a member of it. She's a country artist too, so and I know I never say her name right. Tingla Dove. She's a great artist too. She tries to help all the independent artists out there from the UK to Canada, like I do. The whole organization is a little bit bigger than mine. So,
well, it's nice to give her. Is she listening right now?
She probably is, or she'll probably listen to this tomorrow or later on. That's a busy lady. I mean, she's
I
busy.
know the feeling.
I met her. Getting back to you, songwriting and stuff. And you said when you got started and stuff, what's your platform where you can go out and see your music, or can you buy your music on Spotify or Amazon or any of them yet?
I'm this close. I'm this close to having all of my 3 different EPs, one at a time.
Okay.
I'm letting my producer make all of the wheels turn. I'm putting my trust in him, and I confide in all my entire team. I'd like to do things my way, but it's a huge team effort. I'm new to this, and everybody knows a lot more than I do, so I'm here to learn and listen. And so we're going to do things very methodically. But if you want to listen to my music today, then you can go to Cole Parker Music on Facebook, and you can listen to me there, or you can follow me at Bradford Cole Parker on Facebook.
Have you got a YouTube channel?
I do have a YouTube channel, and it's the very same, Cole Parker Music.
Okay.
And I haven't sent a whole lot of traffic to YouTube. And Instagram another tool that I use, and
Right.
that's the Cole Parker, THE Cole Parker on Instagram. A lot of my loyal followers and friends and family and everybody that I grew up with are all on Facebook, and so and I'm, like I say, I try to stay true to who I am, and so if you want to listen to me, you can find me on Facebook. If you want to send me a private message or ask me any questions, you're more welcome to do that on Facebook, and I'll answer as soon as possible.
Okay. Do you want to go ahead and do some songs while we on here, or do you want to do take over my page, or how you want to do this?
So, well, I think I can fit 3 songs in.
Okay.
I think I can do that.
Okay. Tell us
So,
about them and how you got, like you said a while ago, you and your wife writes together. That's amazing. Uh, if you want to tell us a little about each song, go ahead.
all right. Well, y'all just listen up, and I'll go ahead.
Okay.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Let's see here. Can you see me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
How's that sound?
That sounds great.
All right, good deal. All right. Let's see. This first song is called "Back to the '90s," and 90s country music is very important to me and always will be, and it's something that I cherish and keep close, and it's how I have molded myself and in music itself. So, 90s country will always be very important. So I had to write this song to let everybody know how I feel about it. So y'all enjoy. Well, there were times when all you miss the old 90s country song. Mama's good fried chicken, staying out all night long. Back when time stood still, it didn't move so fast. All we really wanted was to make the good times last. Gas was $1, having fun didn't cost a dime. Oh, how I miss those wonderful times. Back in '90, country radio was king. George Strait made Amarillo, Box Hill let freedom ring. Singing songs about the hard land, sitting outside the fire, for Brooks and Dunn, ready to retire. When a steel guitar was needed, make a song sound right. Playing K-13 was a favorite song on a straight tequila night. Oh, how I wish you could take me back to the '90s. Oh, how I wish you could take me back to the '90s. We had I Love Lucy, TNA, Crook and Chase, Little He on the weekend, back when times were simple. Music came from the heart. You had me from the low, had me from the start. When we meet in the middle, in a pocket full of gold. All those memories that we had played through these songs. Back in the '90s, country radio was king. Straight made Amarillo, Box Hill and freedom bring. Singing songs about the hard land, standing outside the fire. Brooks and Dunn, ready to retire. When a steel guitar was leaning, making songs sound right. Playing K-13 was a favorite song on a trip tequila night. Oh, how I wish you could take me back to the '90s. Oh, how I wish you could take me back to the '90s. back to the 90s for you.
So where did that song originate from?
So that song came from all of my love for 90s country music, and it's been a benchmark and a stamp in who I am as an artist, and who I'll always mold myself after, and the music that came out of the 90s has always stuck to me as a kind of a guideline, and where the just good songwriting and the good all around feel, and it's just when I've got my band together and I've got my fiddle player going and my steel player going, and it has that nostalgic feel for everybody, you know.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. And 90s country is something that is always going to stick with me forever. There's a lot of great songs in country music from the time it started till the time it, will evolve into something different. But I'm always going to stay true to myself and keep 90s country always in the mix. So this next song is about me growing up on the farm. And I grew up on a 1,800 acre farm, and we had cotton fields to play and we were playing baseball and in the bean fields, and running around the farm and chopping cotton. We did everything. This song has a lot to do with how I grew up, and tells a little story about me and the people that I love. So this is called These Roots. Y'all enjoy. Let me get my EQ right here. Hold on. Test 1, 2. Lay back and let the music play. Take me back to yesterday. Old red Jeep riding down to the left. Now the first time I'm making hot pound here. Kick back and let the music play. Picture back to yesterday. Black cotton fields and a Delta sunset were the kind of views you'll never forget. These rooms are what I love. These roots are who I am. Still say no, sir, and I still say yes, ma'am. Let's find who I am. Let's find where I'll be when it's my time to go down in history. Here we go. Sit back and let the music play. Listen to the sounds of yesterday. Muddy water blues on Old Man River. Still top sounds that make you shiver. Speak up and let the music play. Sing songs about yesterday, like take me back to Tulsa. Cause you know Bob Bill's still the king of these roots. But I love these roots and who I am. Still say no, sir, and I still say yes, ma'am. Let's find who I am. Let's find where I'll be when it's my time to go down in history. Here we go. Stand up and let the music play. Let's embrace who we are today. No matter where you're from, no matter where you land, it's all part of great at playing these roots. What I love leaves us who I am. Still say no, sir, and I still say yes, ma'am. Let's find who I am. Let's find where I've been. When it's my time to go down in history. Here we go. Lay back and let the music play. Take me back to yesterday. Lay back and let the music play. Let's all go back to yesterday. All right, that's these roots.
That's amazing, man.
Thank you, brother.
That's amazing.
Not too bad for an old Mississippi boy, I tell you.
Oh, the way you talked, I thought you was from Texas there.
Texas is where my heart is. I tell everybody I know that if I move back to Texas one more time, I'm nailing my feet to the floor. I love Texas. It's really, Texas is a big part of me, and it always will be, brother.
Right.
So Buster, this next song is all about Stacey Rayner, my best friend, my everything, and the one that brought me into bow fishing, and anybody that loves to be outdoors with the person that they love, it just doesn't get any better than that. It really doesn't. And I can't say that. There's a lot of things that a couple can do together, but being outdoors and having that adrenaline rush, and whether you're hunting for deer or shooting ducks or anything outdoors that you're doing as a couple, that's just memories to be made and cherished. And so, with that being said, this is Bow Fishing Queen. So y'all enjoy. I got out of tune a little bit. Hold on. You're banging on it when you come out of tune.
Yeah, I heard.
She kicks off her heels, picks up her bow, runs to the truck, yells, baby, let's go. Low the fish are jumping, the sun just went down. Let her get going, it's way across town. Yeah. I love how she looks at her PMG. The way she raises up the cotton smiles back at me. All my boys stand around and watch with envy. Some country boy and his bow fishing queen. Some country boy and his bow fishing queen. Yeah. Some country boy and his bow fishing queen. She don't ever mind getting down and dirty, busting those scales, wearing ponytails. Says her favorite time is fish 30. Keeps her angle on, loves her watching John by. Most of her slim, she just started her night. Yeah, that's my beautiful bow fishing queen. fishing queen. Favorite kind of day and night, zigging fish underneath the moonlight. She don't need no candlelight. Just grab your bow and hit the spotlight. That's right. Yeah, that's my beautiful go fishing. Love how she looks and her BFG. The way she raises up the copper and smiles back at me. All my boys stand around and watch with envy. Some country boy and his bow fishing queen. Some country boy and his bow fishing queen. Some country boy and his bow fishing queen. All right. Bow fishing queen.
All right, my man. I think you got your mic muted.
Sorry about that. I wanted everybody to hear you, not me. So, but
No, that's all right.
but no, like I was saying, y'all done an amazing job writing that song.
Isn't it good? Isn't it good?
Yeah. It's good when you can do something like we was talking earlier. It's good when you can do something with your wife, and I appreciate that kind of songwriting when you can work together and do things. So,
Well, it takes I tell you, it takes a certain kind of patience, Buster, and it you have to have the same kind of goal in mind, and it's really awesome when the person that you love is the one that you're writing songs with. It goes back to that Johnny and June story.
Yep.
If only I could teach her how to play the guitar and belt out a tune, we'd be the awesome duo. We really would.
There you go. There you go. Well, that song was amazing. Them 3 songs, are they the one that's going to be on your?
Those 3 songs are going to be on all of my EPs. That's correct.
Okay. Have you got anything else coming up soon outside of that?
So, my schedule is so full that I would literally have to take a screenshot and show it to you as to everything that I've got going on.
Okay.
My main focus right now, Buster, is to get these songs out and get it out before the last quarter of the year, and
All right.
that way I've got a couple of months into 2022 to where I can start. Who knows, Buster? I may be paired up with one of my favorite artists by the end of the year.
Well, let's hope so.
I can't tell you what's going to happen one day to the next. You can make plans all
Right.
you want, and things change, and you got to roll with the punches. But as of right now, our main focus as a team is to get these songs out and put them on all streaming services to where everybody can enjoy them and listen to them and keep them forever and share them with their friends and get a feel for what Cole Parker is going to be putting out next. So what you just heard is you can expect to hear a lot more where that came from. That's for sure.
Well, that's great. I mean, Cole Parker is going to have a name out here, and hopefully you can go on up and maybe hang out in Tennessee with the record labels one of these days, or hang out with Toby Keith and his record label, because his is a little bit different than the ones in Tennessee.
Now, I admire Toby Keith because he's an entrepreneur, and he's got a lot of irons in the fire. And I admire him as a businessman. And there's a lot of artists that I admire, and I'd love to be co-writing with. There's a lot of great songwriters in Nashville I need to be rubbing elbows with. And I'm just fortunate to be here in little old town of Helena, Arkansas, and have people knocking on my door and want to know what Cole Parker has got going on and what he's doing next. And it's really a blessing. You know, I mean, there's a lot of things going out there that I'm not involved in. And, you know, Nashville's and we're talking about moving to Nashville and doing this, that, and the other. And we're just taking it one step at a time. And,
there you go.
you know, I don't want to rush into anything. I want to do everything the right way and be with the right people and learn from the right people. And I'm glad to be paired with TJ and Jill.
I'll get up with TJ and Jill when things start opening back up where they allow bands around here.
They're slowly starting to do that.
Right,
Slowly starting to open up.
So we got a couple casinos around here I might can get you in, and it's a place out about 15 miles from here called Madison Park. They got a stage out there where they got set up where they can invite people, artists and stuff on. Once they start telling they're going to open back up out that way and everywhere, I'll go talk to them, and hopefully by then I have a few of your songs and I can take it.
If Gary Vincent is listening to this, he's one of the greatest producers there ever was. I'm so blessed to be paired with him. He's been Grammy nominated twice and does a lot of things for Morgan Freeman and has a lot of history on the microphone. I'm not going to tell you what it costs. It'd make your eyes spin in the back of your head. But
I know.
I got to sing on a microphone that has got a lot of good names on it, and my name is now on the list of the people that sung on it. And, Gary, if you're listening to this, I couldn't be more proud to be a part of you and your team and all of those moving parts. And I know that a lot of good things are going to come out of your studio, and I just couldn't be more proud. Buster, I know that God is behind everything that I'm doing.
There you go.
As long as I stay true to myself and keep one foot in front of the other and moving in the right direction, and just know that there's so much more in store for Cole Parker Music than I could ever imagine, and I'm just glad to be a part of your show. And anything that comes next after this, I want to, of course, I want to talk to you after the show and kind of get get some contact information from you and so on and so forth. But for anyone listening, I want to appreciate y'all and tell you thank you for tuning in. And there's a lot of great things for me. And I want everybody to be a part of this, the movement that I'm trying to make. And, you know, there's not a lot of people that are willing to stand up for what traditional country music means. And, you know, and that's it's kind of a standalone thing, you know. But for those that do it and those that stick to it, I want to let you know that I appreciate you. And I'm here to put out all of the things that everybody misses about country music, you know.
Well, I appreciate everything you've done tonight. Like I said, from the start of the
what was your favorite about? Which one was your favorite out of all of them?
Well, you know, it's hard to say, to be honest, because, you know, you got the one in the 90s, because I love the 90s country too. The one you was talking about, the family with the cotton and stuff, you know, I grew up on farms and stuff. And, you know, just the story behind the other one, you and your wife teaching you how to bow hunt and fish.
Man, it's a lot of fun.
I can't pick one because all of it's amazing. I mean, to be honest, if I had to really say one, and I'm not doing it because I know your wife's in the
I
back.
just want to see if the listeners agree with you.
I know your wife's back there listening. I mean, I like the bow hunting too. That was pretty good. I mean, that was an amazing song. Again, the one with you talking about the way you grew up and around cotton and stuff. That I love that one too. But them two songs right there, and we'll leave out the 94 minute. But them two songs right there is because what's behind it, your heart, from you, and then your wife writing it with you. That means a lot to me as a listener, because that's where music comes from, is from your heart and from family.
Comes from the heart.
Yeah, it really
That's
does.
Right.
But to choose one is hard. 'Cause it's amazing.
Well, to me, honestly, that's a better answer than you could have given any single answer about one song. And that's what I'm shooting for. I want because I want your input. I'm not afraid to put myself out there and ask. I want people's opinion, and that you and the listeners are who I do this for. If I was doing it for myself, I would have painted myself in the corner a long time ago.
Well, the thing of it is, you got fans out there, and you'll have more fans, hopefully, because where I'll post this after we get done tonight, and I get through eating supper, I'll post it on some other places, but that's overseas, in the UK. It's a couple of places over there that I post to that does country music. But the fans, if they don't understand where music is written from, I'm trying to say something where it won't sound corny, but from your heart, like you were saying earlier, when people write music from the heart, that's why I was joking earlier about some of my friends used to call country music beer drinking music because it's sad, but it's not. It comes from your heart. It comes from where you've been. It's like you and your wife bow hunting, fishing, or any kind of hunting, deer hunting, like you said earlier. It comes when you write a song like that. It shows you where you've been out in the world, and it's coming from where you feel about her, where you feel about yourself, where you feel about the music. That means more to a lot of fans and people that listen to country music. It means a lot. I just can't say, you look at some of the artists that you was talking about, Travis Tritt, and some of the other ones that we was talking about earlier, George Strait. You look at that song that he made the movie out of. It comes from the heart,
Yeah, pure
and
country.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, pure country. It comes from where he was. I don't know how much of it's true, but he fell in love with this woman. But it's the same way.
And see, behind it doesn't matter what avenue or business or career that you're in, it's very important to have that support. It really is very important. There's a quote. Now, I'm not going to get all philosophical on you, but there's a quote that says that if you want to go far, or you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
There you go. I tell you what, it's been great. It's been great. we'll get together. If you'll be on Facebook here in about 45 minutes, I'll get back up with you. But it's been great tonight. I enjoyed you on the show. When you get ready to turn these songs loose, you're welcome anytime.
You got to be one of the first to know. You got to be one of the first to know.
Okay, I appreciate it. If you want to do a show 3 weeks from today, or
I'd love to be back on.
Let's do it. I mean, I don't mind having repeats. Let's do something new might come up. You might be say at travel down to Tennessee to Bluebird to do a song, or you might be there with George Strait on stage with him or something coming up next. You never know what's going to happen.
I can't tell you everything. I've got to, what like George Strait says, you got to keep an ace in the hole.
Yeah, you got to keep some secrets. I mean,
I've got a lot of great things going on, and I want to keep our relationship going and keep our listeners involved, and I want to get, I'd love to have maybe you could take some calls sometime where I could answer questions.
Okay.
I'd love to do that, and that everything, that'll come as everything grows.
If you notice, I'll show you something. If you look at the screen, like this guy, BC Lee, he posted What's Up Bus. See, we could do something like that. If we could get everybody on Facebook and they want to chat with us, I can't even talk now. Chat with us.
I know you're going to say tweet.
Yeah, there you go. Want to chat with us or whatever. I can put these up and you can comment on them. And,
I'd love to do that. I want to get the listeners' input and because I believe in 6 degrees of separation, and I want to be connected to my listeners and the people that are involved and you and you've got a loyal fan base and I want to respect them and I know that it's always good to have the listeners' input and make them feel involved. I don't want them to just be a listening ear.
You talk about amazing support that I have with Jill, TJ, a lady in Texas, Paula Burns, some other people out there. I can't think of their name right off the top of the hand because I wasn't ready for this. But these people right here support the artists. They support me. And I can't be no prouder than have them to back me up. And I tell you what, Jill's amazing. I told you yesterday I was going to get on last night and set up, but I got busy. I do storm stuff. I got behind me. I got another computer back here that I watch for tornadoes and stuff. I'm a spotter. I took the training this year. But
that's cool.
I just ain't never chased one, but I've seen one 10 miles from, and not even 5 miles from the store I used to run as a manager. And that's close as I want to be to one. And technically where I live now, right on the other side of me, about a mile from me, I lived about 3 miles when I first moved here. And we climbed on the roof, me and my wife did, and seen a tornado drop down over here off of 82nd Street. And I was outside looking, and I was right on the edge of the clouds as it was circling. So I've always been, outside of music and stuff, I've always been interested in the weather too. So
hey, I'm not going to tell you. I'd be embarrassed to tell you how many times I've watched Pecos Hank on YouTube.
Yeah,
I don't know if anybody's familiar. I like watching tornadoes and my twin brother was always fascinated with tornadoes,
Well,
and he wanted to be a storm chaser, and he never got that opportunity. But that's I've always had a fascination with storms,
I have too.
and that's cool. That's cool to hear that from you.
Well, I used to watch the Storms Chaser here in Oklahoma, chase them from out of everywhere. After that one storm chaser died about 3 or 4 years ago here in Oklahoma, or a couple years ago. No, it's about 4. I was still in Kansas. After he got killed in a tornado down there in Oklahoma City, south of it, that show hadn't been back on. It was called Storm Chaser, and it was amazing. But I got to get out of here. My wife probably gonna shoot me because she hadn't eat supper yet, and I got to get it done. It's amazing to talk to you. I will get up with you on Facebook, shoot you my information, my phone number, whatever you need. You can call me anytime. If I ain't too busy.
So tell the listeners before you go. Tell the listeners how they can listen to you and where they can find you.
Okay, I'm on YouTube. You can look up Night Wave Radio Station LLC on YouTube. You can find me on Facebook on Night Wave Radio, or you can look up my real name is Iron C. Stutz Jr. You can find me on Facebook. I got also High Tide Country Radio. You can find us on there. Also, I got another Facebook page called Night Wave and High Tide Radio. Or you can email me your music at NWR station at nightwave.us, or you can get up with me also, nightwaveradio@hotmail.com. If you want to get up with me, just talk. But if you got music out there, anybody, you can send it to the NWR station. But you can get on nightwaveradio.net, and you'll find my website. Scroll down in the middle. The music will start playing. Got a column to the right of it where you can pick your artist out. Whoever you, if I got their music, you can type their name and you can grab the artist of the song and put it in rotation and put it in the queue, as we call it, and you can hear it. I got Clint Turner is on at 7 o'clock. He's one of my DJs. He's on at 7 o'clock p.m. 3 days a week. You can hear him. You also can hear Trisha Sharp is another DJ. She's on. I put their music on. If they are not live, I've still put their music on 5 days a week. She has also. She does a show called Talking Turkey. It's a Christian radio show for gospel music. We do that on Sunday. Also, I record the church that I go to on Sunday, and I play that. So we got a lot of things going on. You know, you talk about God, he's here. He's here with the country music. He's here with artists, with you. Even on Sunday, he's here. So we got a lot of things going on.
I've got a lot of good gospel songs in my back pocket. I'd love to put out. I'm going to put out a gospel album soon enough. You know, as much as he's done for me, I've got to give it back to him. Putting out a gospel album would be very important to me.
I don't know who posted this, but somebody put my website out there. And
Very
then
nice.
they done this.
Nightwaveradio.net.
Yeah. And then they put this here associated with Nightwave Radio.
Very cool.
I mean, I got a lot of people out here that can support the artists around the world. 18 different countries, I think I counted at one time. Over 2.5 to 3 million listeners.
You go, boy.
So, you know, I'm trying to make it better. This past week, last week, I had a death in the family, so I've been sort of laid back and not done much except for the started Thursday night and tonight. But I'm going to get back working at it again and building everything. And I'm always, like you said earlier about your songwriting, you're always hunting for a better way or better song. I'm always hunting for a better way for the listeners, for the radio station to grow. You know, with what I pay, I mean, I spend a lot of money. I don't ask for help, but you know, some days if I could get a big sponsor or something to make this thing bigger, I would. I really would. I'd love to have instead of this room here, I'd love to have a studio set up and whatever. So with all kinds of cameras, we could do live shows here. I'd love to do that.
I would. I'd love to be a part of it.
And so, but again, God bless you. I love talking to you. I'll get up here with you in about 30 or 40 minutes and talk to you. People with Nightwave Radio, go out and listen to, look him up on Facebook, look him up on Instagram, look him up on YouTube. Wait for his music. Cope Parker is an amazing artist. So go out there and listen to him. Like I asked him earlier during the show, hope he comes back. And
Definitely.
we'll do this again. We'll get it set up, and I'll find a big flag back there. You know, I'm a little jealous. No, I'm not. But I appreciate it. Instead on my chest, but I'll put one up behind me. But God bless you. Have a good night. And like I said, give me about 45 minutes and I'll get back up with you.
Yeah,
you take
I'll
care.
wait on you.
Okay. You
I'll
take
wait
care.
on your phone call.
Okay. I don't have your number, but I'll call you on Facebook. And I'll give you my information, whatever you need. And you take care. God bless you. Have a good night.
Thank y'all for having me. I enjoyed being on and sharing my songs with everyone. And I'm just so blessed to be here and be a part of the movement in country music, because 90s country is coming back and it's here to stay. I'm living proof. Thank y'all for having me.
I want to say this before you go. And it just hit me, and I don't want to leave these people out. I know we talked about them. Jill and TJ, I appreciate that you sent me an amazing artist. All the artists you've sent me in the past are amazing. This one here is amazing. He's a great songwriter. Keep up the good work and keep up the great artist. God bless y'all and have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Same to you.
Thank you very
Bye-bye.
much.